Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Naomi Taylor and this is 3X Gossip. So today, it's a story time and I guess I'm gonna get real with you and give you a little insight as to who I am. Okay, so, well, let's start off with this. First of all, if you like my dresses, like I have a few of them that look like this, you should definitely check out the website. It's called Tasty Tomato. They have like the best outfits ever, and they fit you like a glove. That's if you're into the whole like glove fitting like type look. I like it. Tasty Tomato. I'll put it down in the thing on the bottom. Okay, so today's story time, it's gonna be about telling my mother that I'm transgendered and like my biggest regret, which I don't regret anything in life, but this was the one thing that I regret. Hi, how are you? How was your day? Okay, so well, let's start off with like before I transitioned. I was gay, and I don't know how it is in like other people's families, but like if you're growing up in a Baptist or Christian black family, it's just like it's one of those things like the military, like you don't ask or you don't tell. Let me just say this. I'm speaking about my own experience with my own family. It was like one of those things where like you don't ask and you don't tell. It's just everybody knows but nobody talks about it type thing. And so that's how it was for a while. Like we know, but we never thought to have the discussion. Um, so then there was like the pressure of like doing like all the masculine sports. Like I did not want to do any sports. I just wanted to dance and just be myself. But my mom thought maybe it'll push the phase out of me or something like that. So she put me in she made me do football, and I did not do flag football. I was I think 10. No, I was like 9, and I was pushed into playing with the 15 and 16-year olds. So I was petrified, but I knew I couldn't say no. Um, I got a hang of it. That was not it was fun. It was okay, but like in the beginning, like I honestly was petrified, and I never wanted to do it. But I was that type of kid that like I wanted to please my mom in any way possible because I always wanted her to be proud of me. And so I did that. And I did that for like a good few years. Then I went to high school. Um and she was like she knew the coach from the school. And he was like, "Yeah, I want your son on the wrestling team." And I'm just like, "Oh my god, no, 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 no." And he's just like pushing like he's inadamant on getting me to go on the team. And then my mom pretty much just like was like, "Yeah, he'll be on the team, he's going." So I get into this. I have no idea what the hell I'm doing. I remember getting the first time I remember getting slammed by what they all deemed as the weakest player on the team, and everybody was laughing. Then I got slammed again, and I wanted to physically fight. Like I mean, like I wanted to fight this person. So I learned all the techniques and all that stuff, and I was actually really good. I actually came. I think I was what, 6th in the state at that time. So I did wrestling. That made me very jockish, but it didn't make me not gay. And it didn't make me not want to wear girls' clothes. Like I would when I was a kid, I don't know if I'm the only one that did this, but like I used to make dresses, like couture dresses out of sheets. I used to get the pillows, like the Marie Antoinette type dresses. I used to get the pillows, get a belt, put the pillows on the side so it gives you that like that flare out, and then you tie it tight, and then you put the sheet over it, so you have yourself like one of those like Princess Diana, the Queen of England type dresses. I used to live for doing that and stuff. So every time my mother went to work at church, that was my time to dress up and be myself. So yeah, uh, I back then we had the computers that were not laptops, and my computer, I swear it had like something out for my life. Like I would go on something that I should not be going on, like a, you know, I think it was called at the time gay.com. I used to go on there, and my computer wouldn't, like, my mom would come, like, be like walking in as if she's gonna come in my room, and I tried to like log it out, but it would never log out, so I'd have to unplug the actual machine, and I think I did that way too many times because the computer was like so effed up. But one time I thought I had logged it out, and I the TV, I turned the monitor off and everything like that, and then I left. And somehow the screen popped back up on the computer, and I get home, and she's got like this this face, and she doesn't say anything to me. She doesn't talk or say anything to me, whatever. Um, and she just starts saying like, you should probably shut your effing computer. She's like, you should probably shut your effing computer next time, or something like that. Like, it was like very mean, and I was just like, oh god, what did she see? Did she see the porn? I didn't look at gay porn. Like, for some reason, like, gay porn couldn't do anything for me then. Like, it was like straight porn. So I was, at that time, I was like, oh my god, did she see the porn, or did she see the gay.com site? I don't know. I don't know. But she didn't say anything until, so I met a guy on gay.com. I was, what, 17, 16. He had to be like 33, 34. And, you know, he came over. We didn't go all the way or anything like that. But he came over, we'd hang out and such and such and such. And then all of a sudden he never told me that he was married. Then a lady kept calling the house, and she was like, she thought that my mother was like sleeping with her husband, so she like would call my mom and like be saying all these like disrespectful things to my mother, and just like, she's just nasty. And then my mom was like, she's like, I'm not bleeping your husband is bleeping my 17-year-old child, and da 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 da. And I was like, hang up the phone. And then we had an argument. Like, that's when she was just like, she called me like the F word, she called me this, she called me that, every name but the child of God. And I don't know if you're like this with your mom, like your dad, it's different, but when you're like this with your mom and you hear her call you the F word, it literally feels like all of your inside, it's like you're crushed, like you mean nothing. Like, I was just like, wow, like, this is my best friend, and she hates me. Like, I that's all I thought was like, oh my god, she hates me. So then I ended up running away. Not for a long time, because like I was scared. I didn't know where to go or what to do or anything like that. But like, I ran away. Then my grandmother called me back, and she was like telling us to make it work, and she pretty much made my mom understand that like I'm her child, and you know, she needs to figure it out, or she was going to take me. And so after that, like we were good. It was back to the whole, we don't ask, we don't talk about it. What you do in your personal life is what you do in your personal life. Just don't make it visible to us. And I was okay with that. Um, then it was I really started like whenever she would go to church or whenever she would go to work, like that was my moment to like actually live and be myself. And I would make my outfits, and I, at the time, I was big on Destiny's Child. I was big on Christina Aguilera. Not so much Britney, but I did listen to like I'm a Slave for You and stuff like that, only because I had a huge crush on, I forget what his name is, but he was the DJ in the video. And then there also was J-Lo, because J-Lo had just did Selena, and no matter what J-Lo did, like all I saw was Selena. So in my head, J-Lo was Selena. So I listened to Waiting Tonight and all that stuff. Um, I would perform, like I would push all the furniture out of the living room. At the time I had a JVC kaboom box. I don't know if you guys know what those are, but I had a JVC kaboom box, and I would blast it to the max. I would open the curtains so like the trees they were my fans, and like the wind blowing and it made the like the whistling sound because that was the fans cheering for me. So I would do a performance every Sunday for them, which is which was nobody, and I would deliver. And one time I was doing this song. It was like, it was me. It was Christina's Reflection, and I always was like, wow, that song was for me because like I want to be this girl, but I know that being this girl is going to hurt my family, and I know that being this girl is against what at the time, and what the way that the church made me think. It was like, I know that being this girl, it's gonna make God not love me, so I can't be this girl. I can't be this girl in public. I can't be this girl for the people. I can't be this girl for myself. So I can only be this girl within these four walls. And so that song was like one of my favorite songs to like perform in my house. And I remember one time I had made this like sheet. It was like an off the shoulders fitted white gown, and it like flared out the bottom. And I come down the stairs, I'm singing the song, I'm looking at the trees, and I'm performing, and my back is turned against the door. And lo and behold, my mom is standing at the door, and let me tell you something. I hauled ass up the stairs. I'm running. Stuff is falling. I had I used to wear t-shirts for hair, and I just ran, and I was like mortified. I was like, oh my gosh, she saw me. She saw me. It was a few times that she would see me. So then she started realizing like, okay, something's going on. But we never talked about it. Then she got pregnant with my brother, and it really brought us closer together. Not it, he really brought us closer together. And yeah, I didn't really, no, actually, I did perform, but not as much as I would normally do, because my focus was more so on being a better, or an older, being the responsible sibling to my baby sibling. So I didn't do anything, or I didn't act crazy. And it was around that time when I was like, I had first seen my first transgendered, and it was at a bar, and she was so beautiful, and I didn't know, like, I didn't know anything about hormones. I didn't know that you could actually really do this, and you could actually really look like a female. I was just like, I couldn't stop staring at her, and she was like looking at me like, oh my god, what is wrong with you, you freak? But I couldn't stop staring because I thought, wow, she's really beautiful. Her name was Amanda Lepore. And I remember going up to her, I was shaking, and I was like, can I get a picture? And she was like, yeah, honey, yeah. And she was like the sweetest, I don't know, I'm about to cry. She was like the sweetest person that I had ever met, that was like a resemblance of what I wanted to be in life. And it was just a beautiful thing. Like, I just was like, wow, okay, it is okay to be you and be out in public, and people are fine with you. And she was on the radio station. She was on Wendy Williams with Charlemagne the God at the time, to which I lived and loved Wendy Williams. So I was like, wow, okay. I was like, and the straight people are okay with her. I was like, this is cool. So I was like, yeah, this is I'm gonna do this. But then my brother got older, and you know, like how people can get, like, where I don't know if I said this in another story, but I did not want him to deal with like people coming to the house and they seeing that his brother was different, and I didn't want him to lose friends, and I did not want them to pick on him for having a brother that's different, and I did not want people's parents to be like, no, we can't have our child being around this, so our child can't come to your house. So I made a vow to myself. I was like, you know, when you turn 21, you'll finally start living. You'll focus on you. You'll do what you have to do to be yourself. And no, I'm sorry, not when I turned 21. I said when he graduated from high school, then I can finally start living. Um, so that's exactly what I did. Like I would go out at night and not in town. Like I was the type of people that like the type of person that you don't like bleep where you stay. So I would go out of town and just, have fun and stuff like that. Um, he graduated, and that's when I started transitioning, which would be like 4 years ago. It's almost 5 years. That's when I officially started taking my hormones. Um, yeah, the only thing that I regret throughout this whole experience was that I waited too long to transition, because I feel like I would be further along in my career had I trusted my own gut and just followed my own path and not started living for other people. Um, that's the only thing that I regret in life. Like, I've done a lot of crazy and stupid things, but that's the only thing that I regret, which was not living for me when I should have been living for me. But my focus was, and I'm still that type of person. Like, even uh, as transitioning, I didn't want to like um, go out in public until I was of a good representation for my family. Like, I didn't want to go out and then people like make fun of us or make fun of me and then look at them like, oh, you see that family with that freak or something like that. Not calling anybody a freak, I'm just speaking on my own personal experience. So I wanted to wait until I was passable and I would get respect before I did anything. Um, it was a little rocky. Like, we had moments, like, there was times when, like, my mom in the beginning, like, she would cry a lot because she didn't want to lose her son. And I get that. Like, she would be like, oh, I'm gonna go for a drive, and she'd be like, I'll be right back. And when she would come back, like, her eyes would be red and stuff. And I never wanted to hurt my mom. And to this day, I still am the type of person that I don't ever want to disappoint her or my dad. So it's like I bust my ass so that I can try to become something successful, so that I can show them like, hey, you can be proud of me. Like, I'm not just a screw up, and I'm not just a mess, and I'm not just my focus and my drive. My entire life has been um, to bust my ass so that eventually I can buy her a house and show my brother that, hey, like, look at me, look what I did, and da 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 da. And my dad has always been like my number one cheerleader, so it's not like I never felt anything with him. But yeah, I just want to show them that like I'm not just a waste of a human. But yeah, she would go and she would cry, and I would cry because I was like, I don't want her to look at me like I don't know. It was a crazy time at that time, and I did whatever I had to do to make her feel special. I did whatever I had to do to show her that like I appreciate her, and I would never ever not be thankful for anything that she did, because if it wasn't for her, like, I wouldn't be as strong and as brave as I am. Like, I've been through so much shit in life that like one would probably do something to themselves and they would no longer be here today. But I can never do that, because my sole purpose, to me, I feel like I live to make sure that I can protect my mom and make sure that I can protect my brother and make sure that I can protect my dad and my dog. Um, I don't know. It hasn't been like I've never had any like nobody's ever called me like a freak or anything like that. I've never had like a bad experience throughout this whole transition. So like honestly, yeah, that would be my biggest regret, is that I didn't transition earlier and I didn't start really living, because like there are those days when I'm like, oh my god, like, what if it doesn't happen? What if you're just gonna remain at nothing? I don't know. I guess the whole point of me doing the story time is to all my transgendered sisters and all my transgendered brothers. Live for you. Be happy with who you are. Um, yeah, have those conversations with your family and just let them know, like, hey, if I don't do this, I'm not living. But I love you guys and I respect you guys, and I need your support during this time, because without you, I don't know if I could actually really do this. So don't stop living your life to please other people, and don't be ashamed to be yourself. It took me a long time to get to that point, and this has been the best. I have not lived, like, I am so happy. Like, I have not been this happy in a very long time. Like, I feel like who I am. I feel like the person that I always thought I was, growing up, who I saw in my head. I saw her, and I always felt like I was that person, but I knew that I just couldn't be that person. But when I got the chance to actually be her, it was the best feeling in the world. Um, so live for you, be happy with who you are, and be proud of who you are, and just live your best life. So, yes, my biggest regret was not transitioning early on in the game, but I don't take back any of the lessons that I've had, and I don't take back any of the memories that I've had, and I don't know. So, I guess, just be you, be happy. Go for anything that you feel like you can. Like, I put myself out there like every day because I want people to know that I can do the same stuff that you can do. And I don't know. I guess, you guys, I just want to say that I love you, to all my transgendered girls, to all the girls that, like, if you're not passable, if you have a voice that's deep, if you don't, to all my girls who are afraid, don't be afraid. I feel like the world is getting somewhat better it is getting better when it comes to, like, accepting trans women. So you gotta live for you. And it took me a while to know that my God loved me. Like, I went through 3 situations where I almost died, and my God was by my side. So when people are like, "Oh, God doesn't love you," I know that that's not true, because if that was the case, I would not be here today. So don't ever let anybody let you think, if you are like one of those people that were born in the church like I was, don't ever let anybody make you think that your God doesn't love you, because he does. I love you guys. Again, live for you, be happy, and just keep spreading that love. I'm gonna go. Let somebody that you don't know, let them just say something positive or say something beautiful to them, make them feel special, and just keep shining. I'll talk to you soon. You guys have a great day. Bye.